What is going first? And welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays on FM21. Today we're taking on Astana in the second leg of the Champions League qualifying rounds, and then we're going to take on scootR in the league. And things are going really well. We've not signed any other players since you've arrived, but we have had some transfers out. Boy, howdy has it been a busy summer, even though I said we weren't going to sign many players. Or sell many players. So, yeah. But if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. So, players, as I said, no players have come in, but we have sold and loaned some players out. Important ones. Varga has gone to Borosani for a huge loss. We paid like nearly 600,000 for him, 105k. He has left us. Jonathan Richards gone out on loan to Dorogi. Gerd Laritz has gone to Slovan Bratislava. Taverts has gone to Hungary for 170, well, potentially 170k. Mile Sviler got really annoyed because we didn't put him into the Champions League team and said he wanted to leave. So having arrived on the 11th of July, left on the 4th of August. He's going to play for Hungary. Shaggy, who we brought in on the 27th of July, he's gone out on loan to Pax and is actually playing football for them. So that is fantastic. Any other players? Scott Kerr has gone out on loan, so there's one angry player that's also moved on. Pax have just kind of they've been doing us a favour here. Shaggy, Fenerbache, and Scott Kerr have all gone on loan to them, and Edson Kuba has gone off to Oij Pest. One thing I'm curious about actually, before as you can see, we're top of the league. We have won our first 2 games. Svilar is still the best goalkeeper, but we have every other player bar one centre back and the left wing back. So I think we're not doing too bad. Honvid are after going up to 5th because of the fact they've gotten Svilar. Don't think he's going to make that much of a difference to them, but we'll wait and see what happens. Since you were here last though, we did beat Ferenc 2-1, Carlsberg with a brace. Unfortunately, Grodem picked up quite a bad knock. He's going to be out for a little while. Then we beat Astana in the first leg, 5-2. Zamorano scored a beautiful brace, both goals from outside the area. Paul Carlsberg scored a brace, and Oriola also getting on the score sheet. And then we smashed Debrecen. Oh my god, this game was insane. I really wish I brought you back for this one. But then again, I didn't expect us to be 9-0 up at half time. But we were. Carlsberg got a scored a penalty. Mandira scored 4 goals. Hidalgo scored a brace. Stepanenko scored as well. At this point here, I think it was 5-0 after 23 minutes. No, it was 5-0 just before half an hour. And then Oriola scored just before half time. And then I kind of started complaining because we were 9-0 up at half time. And then we did nothing for the second half. So Mandira did get a goal. We ended up winning 10-0. It's the biggest win in the history of the club and the league. So quite important. But for today's game, we have made a few changes. Milan Werner has been a little bit, not going to say bad. He's just been recently. So Hood Wagner gets to step in to his position. Hood Wagner starting in goal. Played the last game against Debrecen. Obviously didn't have an awful lot to do because, you know, it's 10-0. Enjo and Maputa are playing as our wide men, or wing backs. Hidalgo and Stepanenko as our central defenders. Mora and Zamorano as our central midfield. I'm quite enjoying this central midfield. But then when Kosteric comes in, pretty good. Sevic and Carlsberg start as wide men. Mandira and Oriola up front. Shbanaro, Vlek and Grodem all injured currently, which is a little bit disappointing. And we have our young Salvadoran goalkeeper, who I'm definitely going to give game time to this year. Kind of wish I put him in for the game against Debrecen, but I didn't expect to win 10-0. So, you know, go out there and carry straight on from where you left off. This is pretty much the same team that played against Astana as well. So, they're looking pretty good. 5-2 up from the first leg, 5 away goals. We're doing pretty decent, I would say. If we do get through in this round, we then take on bitter rivals, I would say, at this stage. Oriola has just run the length of the pitch and just delays his shot for far too long. We could be taking on Fenerbache in the next round. That would be quite nice, I think, if we could get a victory over them, because we've kind of struggled the last time we played Fenerbahce, if I remember. I remember they knocked us out of the playoff once. I don't really remember anything else happening against them. I think it was just that one game. But last season, we made up for the fact that Benfica had beaten us by beating them. They knocked us out of the first round of the Europa League. This potentially could have us in the group stage of the Champions League, and that would be fantastic. The money we would get from playing in the Champions League would be exceptional. You wouldn't know that we're at home today because we have literally done nothing, and Hidalgo has just kicked the ball off their striker. And IntoRowZ takes. He didn't. To say he knew much about it, I think is doing a disservice to how little he was involved in that goal. They really don't deserve to be leading this game, but they are. This is not the same Astana side we played against in Kazakhstan. They were shocking. Maputa finds Zambrano. Oh, Mandira's offside. Carlsberg's shot gets blocked by the keeper. But I'm guessing Mandira was just standing offside when he was standing offside when Carlsberg's shot was taken. That's unfortunate. But yeah, dynamics wise, we are a little bit funky, I would say. A lot of our players are disappointed that they didn't get into the Champions League team. So that's a little bit like Mora was one of those players that I think he was injured when we were picking this team, and I didn't bother putting him in. He was super angry. Oh, Mandira's true. Get in. Their centre back missed his header, and we take full advantage to go 1-1 on the night, 6-3 on aggregate. I swear to God, if we lose another second leg or draw a second leg, if we don't win a second leg in these games after dominating the first legs, I'm going to be super, super angry. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased with what I've seen. This is not like I'm disappointed with the quality of your finishing. Riffin is sitting on the bench. Not really done a huge amount this season. I do think that it is about time that he found a loan. Nobody's really looking for him. Oriola hits the crossbar. Savic has dropped off form in the last couple of games as well, which is confusing because he started the season quite well. And after my praising Mora, he's not having a great game today. Does pick the ball up here though. Finds Carlsberg. Zamorano gets it out to Ensue. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Ensue looks like he's given everything. We'll wait for him to give away a penalty, because that's pretty much what Ensue does. Ensue just gives away penalties all the time. But he is that was terrible. He's one card away from suspension. That's fine. Savic, it's pinged off Mandira. Savic gets it back out to Ensue. Gets it across Savic. Carlsberg, it's hit one of the defenders. Oh. The brakes are working out for Astana. Not so much for us. We're going to make a change. Mora is playing not all that well, so we're going to bring on Kosaric. Oriola is having a poor game, so we're going to bring on Versace and move Savic up front and have Versace playing on the wing. Ooh, it's a spicy one. It's a spicy one. Ensue, to be fair, is actually tiring quite quickly, so there's potential for him to come off, but at the same time, I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe Stepanenko, because he's not having a great game. and he is, centre back. Ideally, centre backs play well. Versace takes a wild effort. I'm going to demand more because we've been terrible in this second leg, especially just in with the ball. It's just we're not doing all that well. Carlsberg can't get the ball across, but Maputa picks it up. Maputa gets it across, and it's just pinged away. Zamorano steals the ball back. What's he going to do with it? Zamorano finds Versace. Does a weird pirouette. Enjo, don't you dare shoot. Don't you dare shoot. Doesn't. Versace does keep a hold of the ball. And Alexander Savic puts the ball in the back of the net. It's his first goal in what feels like forever, but it's only probably been a couple of games. But sometimes when one of your players starts off in shit hot form and then just becomes shit, that's, infuriating. But we have gotten a goal. And instantly, Astana have a highlight. I'm getting ready to make a change because I think Stepanenko is going to come off, and I think Usakov is on the bench, and Bordet. So one of those two is going to come on. Versace was, as I suspected, Versace was offside. We're going to make that change. Stepanenko can come off. I'm going to bring on Usakov. Actually, that's why around I want them, because Usakov is 5'11", I want to say. Not the tall boy. He's not a tall boy. Tall boy. For in terms of centre backs, Usakov does head it clear, but in a very strange way. I think he was trying to head it out for a corner, and just has the head of a 50-pence piece. And what an absolute screamer from Chobanu to make it 7-5. We have not made these qualifiers easy for us by coming in and just properly shitting the bed. Like, we're doing really well in the first legs, then we're struggling in the second leg. I don't like that. Savic picks it up. Is he going to shoot? Of course he is, and it's just nice height, nice speed for Daniel. Made it very, very easy for their goalkeeper. They do have a throw though, so there's potential for us to take the ball away. Poor clearance, or poor pass, I'm not sure. I'm guessing that was a pass. Kosaric gets taken down by Ebong. Savic turns and he's put it wide again. We have been exceptionally wasteful in this game. Wagner has also really been disappointing in this game. So, it's fine. We got the job done. That's all that matters. Into the next round, we're going to be playing against Fenerbache. But for the next part of this episode, we're going to be taking on scootR. But we should have, I'll send the assistant to that. Any other interesting results? Sparta Prague getting knocked out. Celtic doing the business against Malmo. Salzburg dominated Legia. Nothing else crazy happened. Hanvido come in. Okay, so we're potentially going to be sending Riffin to Hanvid as an important player. That'd be fantastic. And like I said, Fenerbahce, but we're playing at home for the first leg. So we can't really shit the bed in the second leg, because that wouldn't be good. But we're going to take on scootR in the next part of this episode, so don't go anywhere. Can we continue our 100% record in the league? I would imagine we can. So we'll be back for that in just a second. Right, fellas, so now it's time to take on scootR. We have had two transfers actually go through since the last part of this episode. No, we've had three. Mr. Solo Dolo has moved to Vasas. Riffin has gone on loan to Hanvid, and Carballo has gone to Villa Terras in Uruguay. He was here for 30 days and he's off on loan. We'll have to see how he gets on. But we are taking on a team that are supposed to be playing quite defensive, and Singer is making his debut against us. That is a interesting tactic. Let's see if it works for them. So we've had to make a couple of changes, just purely because we're a little bit tired. Enjo, Zamorano, Versace, and Maputa all miss out on the game. Well, miss out in the starting 11 because of just being exhausted. Milan Werner. Actually, I'm going to have a chat with Werner before we jump into the match. Form's been declining. Thank you. Tony Morton. Yeah, Tony Morton's tired and unhappy. Or not tired. He's not match fit and he's quite unhappy. So hopefully this game can change that. Not sure it will, but we can see what happens. scootR, do you have any players that came from us? Donat Varga recently just joined them. I did consider bringing him in, but he's fallen off quite a bit since the start of this series, when I considered him to be good enough to play for us. He's no longer in the position of being good enough. He's just lower mid table relegation fodder at the moment for the Hungarian division. He's not going to make it into our Hungarian team because he's not very good. Mandira dinks the keeper and it's offside. How is, like, Mandira has scored so many goals, yet he doesn't understand the offside rule. How do you make it this far into your career without knowing the offside rule? Mandira heads the ball over again. We don't really have a striker on the bench, so Carlsberg or Savic may have to move up front if Mandira keeps doing what he's been doing. But we do have Millard on the bench. Okay, so we actually don't really have any players on the bench that'll be able to, do the things I want them to do. But that's fine. Oriola, beautiful ball forward, picks it up and it's hit the side netting. We are being exceptionally wasteful again. I don't like it. Carlsberg's header can't find a Dorogi player, but the clearance goes to Morton, to Mora, Oriola. Beautiful ball across to Savic, Mandira. He finally puts it in the back of the net at like 15th time of asking. It feels like we have taken the lead against the scootR. Thank Jesus for that. I wouldn't imagine. I saw Hanvid just scored. I wouldn't imagine that our boy is playing in that game, but Pax equalised thanks to Scott Kerr, one of our players. We're getting everywhere in the the league at the moment. We've players playing in every team at this stage. Yeah, we're not having the best of games so far. I think it's fair to say Carlsberg's not having a great game. Oriola's playing fine. He's just been a little bit. I suppose it's the same though. Mandira was quite wasteful in that first half. We do have a Bourdais playing at right back, and he's playing as an inverted wing back on support because we have Kosarik playing as Mazzella. So the way I see it is, to be able to kind of move into the place where Kosarik should be, and that'll help the old attack. Thankfully, scootR's second shot of the game goes very wide. Every 4 shots we get one on target. This has been. I just want to put it out there now. It's not been the best of games so far. Savic is having a terrible time. Right. Okay. Gotta put Savic up front. Gonna move Mandira into the middle. Make him an advanced forward. Savic can be a complete forward. Gonna move Carlsberg in here and take Carlsberg off. So who? Okay, no, you can't play advanced playmaker. What are your passing? What are your 14, 16, 17? Who's got 9 vision? Dude is blind. Who we got? Could bring. I'm gonna bring Divicon, just because Zamorano is still a little bit tired. I don't want to force him to play every minute of every game because players need a rest every now and again as well. So I think we leave it at that for now. I might as well make a second change, I guess. Janjic is going to come on first. Stepanenko. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Apprehensive. The dude's been complaining non-stop since he arrived that he's not been getting enough first team football. We bring him in, he's nervous, apprehensive. Just all the things you don't want to see. Right. So, Mora and Savic are both tired. Savic's playing terribly. I'm going to bring on... Who am I going to bring on? Millard. But we're just going to go weird. This should work. This is fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry, everything's fine. Actually, pop you into the center and make you a deep line playmaker on support. Or deep line centre back on cover. Deep line playmaker on support. At centre back. Are you crazy? We've made this change now to go more solid defensively. If we concede, I'm going to be pissed. Not Werner's there to quite comfortably catch that. Holding on to it for quite a while. Quite like that. Was that Oriola got the head on his head onto it? Mandira gets it forward to Divic, and Divic puts it in the back of the net. John Divic hasn't had too many opportunities so far this year, but oh boy, has he taken it. Box to box. Yeah, so it was Oriola that got the ball onto Mandira. And their best striker has had to come off injured, which is disappointing for them, I'd imagine. But we have somehow come away with a 2-0 win. I'm going to say I'm very pleased. To be fair, it's not about how you win. No, it's not about we won. So that's the main thing. Kerr did score a goal for Pax, which is fantastic. He is getting some first team football, which is what I wanted to see. And as you can see, Fenerbache in the not too distant future, a couple of games were changed or moved for those games. The Serbia boss was there, as was the Chile boss. Chile. So next episode, we're going to come back for Fenerbahce and Pax, because this is the playoff. We win this, we're into the group stage, and this is the point where we fall every season. I don't want it to be this season again. So Fenerbahce, Pax, we're going to be travelling to Turkey, and then 5 days later playing at home, which is fantastic. How are we getting on according to everything that the board want? Everything's fine. Not happy about some of these, but get over it. I've made the club so much money. We're making a profit every month now. We've got like 70 grand left over in wages. We've 11 million to spend. I'm doing fantastic things. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the most important thing. Subscribing and liking. Algorithm. Gotta do all the things to make the algorithm happy. So do it. Do it now. Do it now. Thank you. Thank you very much for liking it and subscribing. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.